Today I'm going to be talking about the PS5 Slim and whether or not you should buy it. Let's get into it. First things first, I'd like to talk about the size of this PlayStation. Now, compared to the PlayStation 5 regular, yeah, this thing is small in terms of diameter around the whole way. So the whole thing is actually just basically been shrunk down. So no side is actually the same as the big PlayStation 5. So it is actually quite a decent amount smaller. But it's not as small as maybe some people might think. It's still got a height to it, and it's still got a decent amount of length. It just is smaller and a bit shorter than the PS5. The whole point of this is for it to be smaller and slimmer and to be able to fit into a TV cabinet or to be able to take on the go with you. And I honestly do think that this console, if you're taking it on the go with you, is actually really good. It fits in a bag really easily, and I really do think that, you know, Sony have done a really good job here at making this console small enough but also not lacking on performance, which is only a good thing. Number two, I would like to talk about the noise. Now, I did bring this up in my video at the beginning of this week comparing the PS5 Slim to the PS5, and yeah, it is louder and it is substantially louder, and I have had a lot of comments saying, oh, I've noticed this as well, you know, I haven't had a normal PS5 so I haven't been able to tell the differences. And I do think that maybe people that haven't had the PS5 won't notice this sound difference, because if they're going from a PS4 to a PS5 Slim, there's not going to be much audible difference. So do consider that I am coming from a regular PS5 to the PS5 Slim, so I do have a decent amount of comparison that I can compare this to. I'm not just comparing this from nothing. I do have a lot of experience with this PS5, and I noticed it straight out of the box. Noise isn't going to be a big factor as long as you're getting the same performance, and we can confirm that we are getting the same performance. I've tested it in games, but that fan does ramp up a lot more, so do consider that if you like a nice quiet gaming experience. But with some headphones, I don't think you're going to notice it. The only thing that does concern me is that the people in your party chat might be able to hear it depending on how good your headset is. So consider that. Number three, now if this links into my previous point, is gaming. How does it perform? Is it a good console? Is it something that you should go out and buy over the PS5? Now, I'm going to give you some examples here. I've already got some game testing that I did at the beginning of the week, and I'm going to put this over what I'm talking right now so you can see directly what God of War, Call of Duty is like. Now, I personally think that this console performs ridiculously well, especially in games that have been designed for the PS5. Look fantastic. God of War looks amazing, as you can see. High attention to detail, high frame rates, no drops in frame rates. It's perfect. Now, I did test this on my 1080p 144Hz monitor, running at 1080p 120 FPS, and it is fantastic. So smooth. Now, I have played God of War on this TV as well, which is 4K 60 FPS, and the game looks even better. It upscales, it downscales, it does everything you need, and I absolutely love it. I love the fact that I can play ridiculously high quality games on my TV if I want to, and I can also play really competitive games on my monitor if I please. Now, I'm still yet to get Spider-Man, and I really do want to test that out, so I will be doing that. Once I have the game, I will definitely have to test it out, because I really do enjoy how high detailed these consoles are, because these consoles are so ridiculously overpowered. So that is the good thing, is that everything from the regular PS5 got ported over to the PS5 Slim. Same CPU, same GPU, just different cooler, which means that in gaming, after long periods of time, yeah, the console is going to slow down a bit. It's going to drop some frames compared to the normal PS5. But in terms of just gaming for maybe an hour, 2 hours, yeah, you're not going to notice anything other than it being a bit louder, but gaming is absolutely fantastic on this thing. I absolutely love it. I love the fact that I can hop on a game, it loads up quickly, it saves quickly, and I can just jump back in where I left off. Now, for a lot of people, they're not going to be used to this because they've come from a PS4. And it's a really cool thing that people are going to have these ridiculously fast SSDs in these consoles that load up games really quickly. And yeah, that is the power of next gen. Number four definitely has to be the controller. I absolutely love the controller on the PS5s in general, and you still get that fantastic controller from the PS5 on the PS5 Slim. And I think a lot of people notice the controller as soon as they come from either Xbox or a previous gen PlayStation. It's that haptic triggers, the way they work, the vibrations on the controller. They're strong, they're ridiculously immersive, and I absolutely love it. I love the fact that I can play a game and it feels like I'm shooting that gun. It feels like I'm pulling that bow and arrow. It feels like I'm driving that car. You feel immersed because you have the speaker on the controller, you have all the haptics and everything. And it's just fantastic. And I think that compared to Xbox and previous DualShock controllers that have come before it, yeah, the DualSense is definitely on top, and you do not miss out on anything if you either pick between the PS5 or the PS5 Slim. So yeah, do consider that. The controller is absolutely brilliant and I do love it. 5, how much is it and is it worth it? Now, this is the big question. It is exactly the same price as the regular PS5. And I've struggled to see why this is the same price. Now, I genuinely do think they could have made this cheaper if they wanted to, but they didn't. Now, I'm going to give you some reasons why I think they could have made it cheaper and also why I think they kept it the same price. Now, this could have been cheaper. It's a lot smaller and you're also getting less for your money. You're not getting the stand included in the box, which I know isn't much. I know that it isn't much, but they are selling this stand for an extra 20 quid. If they really wanted to, they could have knocked 20 quid off the price and said, yeah, right, all the PlayStation Slim start £20 lower than the regular PS5, which might have incentivized people a bit more to go out and buy a PS5 Slim. But because of the same price, the same hardware, and the same look, the same software, you're not gaining anything. You're actually losing stuff. Now, what I mean by this is you're losing out on that long-term performance because it doesn't have as big as the cooler. You're also losing out on quality of life. Now, what I mean by quality of life is you're losing out on the PlayStation being dead quiet. We've had a whole generation of PlayStations being loud as anything. And I just think that if people are going to be going to next gen, they want something that's quiet, it doesn't make a sound. Whereas the PS5 Slim make a really loud sound. Now, this isn't going to be an issue for a lot of people, but it's just a nitpick on mine. And I feel like this could have been £20 cheaper because it comes in at £390 for the base standard one without a disc drive. Now, I really like the fact that they've gone without a disc drive. And I think that honestly, they could have made this cheaper, especially the no disc drive version, because they're also selling that for £100 extra, which is absolutely mental. They're selling these accessories, £100 for the extra disc drive if you don't get the disc drive version, and you're also charging £20 for a stand. Now, I understand why the disc drive is maybe a little bit more expensive because, yeah, those things are expensive. There's a lot of hardware that goes into it for it to be able to easily pop on and off, and because people don't know how to do this stuff really easily, so it is good they've made it really intuitive for people to understand. And I like that you can buy a cheaper console and then get the upgrade you want if you want a disc game. That is honestly a fantastic thing, that I can buy a PS5 Slim that's cheaper, and then down the road I can ask, maybe for my birthday or maybe when the next paycheck comes in, I can then buy the disc drive, so then I have that way if I ever want any disc games. If I get the more expensive PS5 Slim and I realise, you know what, I don't actually want this disc drive anymore, pop it off, pop a side plate on it, there you go. You've now got a PS5 Slim without a disc drive, and you can sell that disc drive maybe for a cheaper price, but you are making money on this. And I really like the fact that Sony have done this, that people can easily swap things out, change the faceplates, do everything that they couldn't do on the regular PS5. And I honestly think this is an amazing change. For number one, repairability. If your disc drive went wrong on a PS5, that's a big repair. Now, on a PS5 Slim, it's only £100 at maximum. And I absolutely love the fact that Sony have done this. This is a really good move in terms of right to repair. The fact that you can repair this so easily is honestly amazing. And the fact that you can also upgrade the storage with an M.2 SSD is absolutely amazing. Now, these little quality of life features, you may be thinking that's normal, that's on the PlayStation 5. But you don't get this if you're an Xbox. You don't get the easily swappable disc drive. You don't get the easily upgradable storage. So you are gaining so much being on with Sony compared to Xbox that choosing between the PS5 and the PS5 Slim is a difficult decision because you've got to weigh up the good and the bad. You've got to weigh up, do you want to be able to buy a console that comes without a disc drive but you can add it later on? A console that you can have to pay an extra £20 for the stand? Or you can go for the regular PS5 without a disc drive, you can't upgrade it in the future, it comes with a stand. Or you can buy a PS5 with disc, and then you have no option whether or not you want to get rid of it, sell it, and it's not easily repairable. Now, the big thing for me is the noise. The fan noise is a massive issue for me, and I bring it up a lot just because I think that we don't need it. It is not something necessary. They could have remanufactured the cooling system instead of just making it smaller, but it is a nitpick. And I do think that if you want something that's quiet and runs well, PS5 definitely go for. But the PS5 Slim has a lot of positives to it. I like the fact that it's easily repairable. I like the fact that you can choose what you want to do with your console. And yeah, for the money, it's the same price as the PS5. And if you don't care about the noise, it's honestly a fantastic console. It's smaller, and it means that people are going to be able to fit it in places maybe that they couldn't because it's too big. For a lot of people, they couldn't fit the PlayStation 5 in their TV cabinets, and they had to put it to the side of the TV cabinets, which isn't good because that might mean it will on carpet, and it just wouldn't be good for it. So I definitely think that if you are going to buy a console, really do consider the PS5 Slim, because that is the same price as the PS5, and I really do think that it's worth it for these right to repair movements and for this honestly amazing deal that you can get with getting this disc drive as an optional, because it just means for a lot of people, they can spend the money on the console they want, and then later down the line they can add on to it if they want a disc game with the next paycheck or the next birthday or the next Christmas. And that's an amazing thing, and I really hope Sony continue this on in the future, and they do this with the PS5 Pro, and they do this with the PS6, because it's a really good addition, and it's a really good move in the right direction. So really do consider that if you are wanting to have a console that maybe you can add things, remove things, because we don't know, this might be opened up to multiple different things, because this port is not just for disc, this can transfer data really quickly. So this could mean that we could get SSD add-ons. We could get really cool light up faceplates and really cool things that could be added that aren't just the disc drive. So yeah, if you do want to go out and buy a console, I really do recommend the PS5 Slim. Just be aware, it's the same hardware, it's a little bit louder, and it gets a little bit hotter. But other than that, I think a lot of people absolutely love this console, and it's going to be perfect for so many people that travel. So if you did enjoy this video, please do like and subscribe. It's been Harry. I'm out. Peace. I know this is a bit random and this is on the end of this video, but I really do want to say thank you for the massive support that's happened on this channel recently. It's honestly been so cool that so many people have been absolutely loving the videos and have felt the need that they could subscribe. This past week has honestly been amazing. I've really loved the fact that loads of people have tuned in, they've seen my reviews, they've gone through some of the older videos on my channel, and I think I just want to say I'm really grateful for everyone that has subscribed and liked the videos and watched the videos, because I really do enjoy making videos. I want to be able to do this as a living. I want to be able to make these videos for people, because I just like I like the thought of making people happier, and watching these videos hopefully is an escape or just gives you some, something to look forward to in your day. And I know I'm only a small channel, but I really do appreciate the support. It's honestly been so amazing, and I'm really grateful for every single one of you that has subscribed, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. Let's try and get 300 subscribers before the end of the year. That would be absolutely insane. When I started this channel, I set a goal of 100 subscribers by the end of the year, and I'm just really grateful that everyone has decided to subscribe. But if you did enjoy this video, a subscribe would be absolutely fantastic, and a like on the video would be fantastic. Yeah, it's been Harry. I'm out. Peace.